moving on. Moving on to other things. Let's talk about the last EMEA match, shall we, ladies? This is a good one. It has to be a good one. Make it a good one. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm manifesting a good match between Ataraxia and OWCS. Starting with Ataraxia. I mean, this is a squad sporting a lot of OGs, lots of name value on their side, with a bunch of former OWL players, of course, as well. Very well-known contenders, star power. They have to be considered one of the favorites.
You would think, with the name value that you have, and with there's a lot of Tracer players here too, like Fi and Sana can trade on that role. I forgot what Shax is into these days. I know he has Tracer somewhere in his hero pool, but it is such a diverse hero pool. When you have 4 DPS on your team, how many more do you need? They can cover all the heroes and all the strats if they want.
They really can, and we've seen them go through a pretty big transition of different rosters and just different styles. So, like, you had the Winston that you saw, you also have the Orisa, but how is that gonna stack up against the team of OWCS? They've got the Wrecking Ball one trick, they've got the Junkrat one trick, and of course they have their all-star lineup of Ken, Coolboy, and Saipe that are gonna help to make sure that they are all geared up and ready to go. And this was a team that ended up giving so much trouble over to their opponents that we saw counter picking from Amelia on the Roadhog, we had the Pharah or the Echo from Fake Jake, and still not able to get the job done. So Meta Boys eliminated yesterday, but like, I think Ataraxia is really set up for success in this match. When you take a look at like Fi on the Cassidy, Shax on the Tracer, I feel like they just have the pieces. They've just got to put it together.
Also, bear with me. DPS player Ken used to be on Ataraxia. Grudge match? Nani? What?
Nani?
Storylines?
Hey?
So they know what's being cooked.
That's right. I mean, no, Ken was with them up until like 2 months ago or something. I mean, it might have absolutely no bearing, but I'm just gonna beat the dead horse. Why not?
It's dead.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. All for the sake of broadcast stories. That's what we're here for. Now, I am very, very excited for this match. Let's see viewer predictions. All right. OWCS, not being called the favorite. Surprising, little upsetting, but that's okay because the players are ready. Sorry, ladies, walk us through the map set.
Oh, we're ready, but is Ataraxia ready? Go. They might have chosen this map, but this is one of the most friendly ball maps, minus University, but still. Maybe Ken knows about, or Ataraxia know what OWCS are cooking, but you don't get to scrim against this kind of comp often.
Does it matter if it's a ball-friendly map? I think Chasm's gonna play it anyway, actually, no matter where we are. But that's the thing that makes this matchup so interesting, is that Ataraxia have a really good idea about what OWCS are gonna play. If Kazim and Kaya are both in the roster, you can expect to see the Wrecking Ball and the Junkrat. If you see anything else, then maybe they're cooking. Maybe they're cooking. We did see Kaya play a little bit of Sombra yesterday, if only to be able to have a bit more counterplay to the counter picks that were happening. But Ataraxia, they feel like a team that counter picks just aren't their thing. They're gonna stick with something that's really solid, very team-oriented, like the Orisa, and try to manage this matchup that way.
Oh, so unfortunately for OWCS, they go to the least favorable ball round of University. But that's fine, because this is a more enclosed area for Kaya to be a Junkrat menace. So I would imagine they'd want to play off of the mini, because it's such an enclosed area for Kaya, and Ataraxia would ideally want to avoid that. But also this pseudo high ground is best for your Cassidys to be in. So OWCS are going to claim that for Ken.
Oh, look at this. It's going to be the Cassidy, yeah, on the high ground, but it kind of immediately bullied away here. So, OWCS going to be able to take that control as Ken gets that angle. Ataraxia, though, they got to be careful. They don't want to get knocked off the edge by a Wrecking Ball going bowling.
Yeah, and that's probably why Chasm took the high ground, so you could swing around that corner and get a pile drive going, and Ataraxia would ideally want to counter-rotate inside of Mini, and then that's where Ken and Kaya will be waiting for you, so maybe there isn't really a safe position for Ataraxia to take. And Tracers have been having a hard time, all of them, against OWCS, because flanking against a Cassidy nade or a Junkrat trap is... Oh, there's all types of threats to worry about on OWCS side, so Ataraxia might have the point, and has some ground left.
Yeah, he's still got his life. He gets to get out of that one before he is dropped off the map. But Ataraxia taking control first. They've already worked up to 32% and counting, and a full slate of ultimates coming up for them. It's going to be this Terror Surge too that I think is a lot of potency, dealing with so many mobile targets. But they gotta get themselves into a position for that first, and oh, poor Eric is just gonna get bopped around.
That spear could have been deadly from Erikek onto Kaya. He was still vulnerable, but he's got all the attention of someone like Saipe and Matrix for OWCS, and I don't even know where Chasm died. Just off into the distance doing ball things. Riptire in front of a Cassidy that obviously he did not see coming. And Sana still hasn't fully won that. Deadeye from Ken didn't get to pull it before the whoever, I think that was Shax that dipped into the hole there, so this has sure been a scrap fest of a lot of 1v1s happening at different areas of the map. Sure is the nature of a ball composition like OWCS is playing. 75% for Ataraxia before the flip comes through. Chasm is getting punished a lot more than what we saw yesterday.
Well, mag grenades from Sana are just hitting their target, hindering that wrecking ball, making him more susceptible to all of those full clips coming through from the Cassidy. And while we did see OWCS take back control of the point from underneath Ataraxia's noses, Ataraxia got it right back. They can close it out here.
Sana, oh, great TP by MCD to help Sana against Chasm. And that was what the big question we had yesterday was, how do you punish Chasm? Everyone has to focus him down, and there needs to be some chase down potential, and that's why you play a tracer like Shax, and Chasm hasn't been able to get away with what he did yesterday. OWCS will have the point, and after Ataraxia used a good amount of ults, OWCS are happy with this to try and close the gap in the score. Riptire at a distance available for Kaya. He will throw this out. Suzu for MCD. We wonder if it's going to come in on time, if he has it at all. Really just forcing Ataraxia too high. There's the Riptire, and a good reaction out of Ataraxia.
You just eat it, I guess. That's pretty cool. Be able to knock that Riptire back. And while Kaya is able to take out Shax kind of going hunting when Kaya is so vulnerable, Ataraxia, they still got some game in this with this Kitsune Rush.
Kitsune Rush trying to help Erikek there in that tiny hallway, but against a Junkrat and whatever else that was in there, I don't think Erikek appreciates that. So 89% for Ataraxia. Won't be able to break through this without their Orisa being back. Sana's heading for the high ground with the Deadeye, as long as he's careful that Ken doesn't shoot him out of his Deadeye, or he doesn't get Javelin. Actually, not something he has to worry about, because Chasm is wall.
Yeah, but that bought so much time for Ataraxia to come in and steal the point back. So last fight territory, and it's on OWCS to have to get back in and contest this.
Yeah, good zoning out of Ataraxia. Now OWCS at full force, hoping to punish, and also punch Erikek, which works out for OWCS's explosive power. But Ataraxia getting set up on the flank. Shax and Sana work so well together, and OWCS, I'm now missing two crucial members in this. Now swapping the Lucio and Tracer to get back quick, because this is last fight.
OWCS have the Riptire, they've got their Wrecking Ball 9, so many explosions waiting to happen.
Just dancing around this Orisa around the Diva this time. Erikek swapping to that. Sound barrier from Dala to help out the team. But OWCS DPS is just on fire, and Shax is out of the picture at a crucial moment. And Ataraxia can't buy time for Shax to come back into the picture. So OWCS are going to take this back over, and will be winning the first round of University, also on a less ball-friendly map. So that's huge for them.
That's really big, because now you've got two very, very friendly Wrecking Ball maps ahead of you based on what we go next. And Ataraxia, it felt like they were off to such a good start to deal with this composition. They were playing super reactively to the pathing that a ball could take, being able to strafe away from all of those grenades, but oh my god, that's insane! The skill shot to hit the Lucio when they're mid-air? And then the concussive blast for 2. Wow. That's fun. That's why Kaya's one of the best Junkrats.
Yeah, and 99% of the time you should be able to dive onto a Junkrat and like make him uncomfortable. It's inconsistent escapability to concuss mine yourself away, and as soon as you get close to Kaya, you're just making it easier for him to land the nades, and even at medium range he does a good job. So a complete comp swap up from Ataraxia to go for a Winston on a combo. Watch out for those nano boosts. Probably gonna have Eric's name on it, unless Sana has the overclock, but oh yeah. I'll have to just rely on Chasm to roll into this high ground, get the pile drive onto someone like Sana, and hope that Ken can deliver the final blow, and also a sleep from the Ana to stop Chasm. There's a lot of things he has to worry about, including escaping, which Chasm barely does.
But now that Chasm's out of the picture, Ataraxia get control of the point, and Chasm's still not that healthy coming back into this fight.
Yeah, a lot of ult charge for his team, I guess, and they're not even hard diffing MCD and Dala quite yet, so oh yeah, then shut down on multiple of these openings. Immortality being used to help Kaya hold this corner. Now that the Winston bubble is gone, oh yeah, I can feel more comfortable moving up, and Chasm swings up and gets flailed and whip shot by Dala, so Chasm shut down, and meanwhile Shax is on the flank, and oh yeah, can't be safe, just constantly poking. Chasm finally makes his way into the backline and 1v2s Dala and MCD, so oh yeah, can work with this.
Ataraxia can still work with this too, though. Even though their healers are down, you still have pretty self-survival tank, as well as Shax just having the recall. They have to give it up now because they've lost too many members, but look at how long it took for Aya to get into a position to actually take down Dala and MCD. It took some really good focus fire from Kaya and the finish from Chasm to be able to remove that duo, all the while Ataraxia walk away with 50%. But this is where it gets a little bit tougher for Ataraxia. They have to dive in. They have the nano to help enable this Winston, but you've got the Wrecking Ball mines and Kitsune Rusher walking in too.
Oh, I got Ken so low, and oh yeah, just nading Dala at a distance. MCD is 1 HP. Saipe must have teleported in with Chasm to help him not only, well, not die, but to add damage to that equation. Good pulse by Shax. I don't think this really matters. It's 1v4 for Ericek right now, and the Primal Rage is cute, but oh yeah, are just better. They're finding ways to crack the egg of Dala and MCD.
That's almost a double kill too. Shax almost got that. We've seen a lot of Tracer attaches actually slide into a teammate, but not to be this time. Really nice save there, as well as Chasm's able to get the overhealth for himself and the team with that Wrecking Ball change, but Ataraxia strike back.
Yeah, Dala with the rally. Maybe he was trying to stun Chasm, who really can't be stopped. Now that he has Saipe TPing in, and Kaya can still put down suppressing fire at range, like, oh yeah, have started to not get stopped consistently. They found those openings, but this time Ataraxia escaped and played off the rally really well. And there's a sleep, there's a whip shot, there's lots of things to protect the backline. But for how long can you do that?
Because you only have that once, and then you've got that cooldown to worry about before you have a second shot at it, so you gotta hit your mark. But the nice part is that, like, Ataraxia, they're still kind of playing around. Like, if the ball is going after the backline, then Ericek is on the backline for all, yeah. Gotta trade it out.
Sana's just having a hard time having a safe position when Chasm is constantly suppressing the high ground. Now that Chasm got slept, Ken steps up, shuts down the overclock from Sana. When Chasm got slept, Sana thought he was safe. There is no safety around a team like, oh yeah, but it is Ataraxia that have the point at 99%. This will be lost eventually, and oh yeah, will take us the distance.
Another team fight ahead of us. Sana actually switched over to the Sombra to try to get back. Curious to see if Sana's gonna stay on that, but you know, we've seen Sombra as a counter pick to the Wrecking Ball before, just being able to get those hacks, and if you can shut down the mobility, it feels nice. But Chasm's waiting in the wings, has this Wrecking Ball minefield to lay down.
Oh, if Ataraxia don't want to take this hallway anyway, where the mines would have been more effective. With the Winston, you want to play main, but
he wants this backline so bad.
Can you really isolate them though? MCD gets pushed up next to Sana, and waiting for this sleep to come out. Needs to be usually during this pile drive moment, and he misses it, and that is the end of Dala and MCD. And this is last fight. A huge play out of Chasm, but Coolboy and Ken also got traded. This is not safe. This is a 3v3. With Ataraxia still needing to flip the point, And here comes Erekek to clear the mines with his Primal Rage, and he got Kaya down for the count. Oh yeah, they might be good at attacking the backline, but there's a suffering too. And Chasm stunned by Dala, Erekek with the Nano. Ataraxia will be closing out the round 2 to send us to a third one. Kaya's Riptire can't contest, unfortunately, but it was a good attempt.
Could you imagine just a 4K right now with the Riptire? Be sad if it was too little too late. But going on to another round that's really good for the Wrecking Ball. But Ataraxia, changing up their composition has allowed them to deal with this Wrecking Ball even better. So something that's really nice about Erekek being in this roster is we saw the Orisa composition earlier on in University, but the Winston, when we see the dive versus dive, it's all about trading that backline. I mean, you see Chasm going after Dala and MCD. Too bad for them, I guess. They kind of do have to sacrifice themselves a little bit in order for Erekek to try to get the dive onto Coolboy and Saipe on YEAH. Big switch up here.
Yeah, and Ataraxia winning that when Sana was as suppressed as he was is so surprising, and Sombra to try and be elusive against that and play a double flanker setup to help Shaxx a little more, and Ken, just a one-man army. I know it's a different team, but yeah, with a fire start to City Center, and both rounds so far have gone 99-99, and we'll see if this one will be as close.
Ken is going to be playing the Tracer for the first time in this series as well. And so maybe a little bit more firepower with like Ken and Kaya together, being able to get these big picks, but it's like more dive versus more dive. Like each team leveled that up to include extra pieces to help enable the Winston or the Wrecking Ball specifically. So it's going to be a lot of solo picks back and forth.
Yeah, YEAH's backline is suffering right now, and Immortality came out from Coolboy, but no help came back for YEAH. They're just a very front-facing team, and YEAH are used to being able to assassinate other people's backlines, and Ataraxia have done a great job at trading back and forth. Still hoping to flip the point, though. It will take a second. YEAH are contesting forever, and here's Ataraxia hoping to finish the job, but Chasm got healed back to full, getting Saipe that much closer to a Kitsune rush, and the longer this goes, the better for YEAH, and that's the beauty of playing Hammond. He can't contest forever, but Shaxx doesn't want to let that happen. He's chasing down everybody.
Everybody's going down, but like, YEAH saw that so much. Oh, the virus kill as well to Kaya. There was a little bit of a change to Sombra. Still was able to charge up those EMPs relatively quickly, but the virus damage over time is a little bit less. I think 90 now instead of 100. And you're still have the hack as like the biggest form of utility, which is why the Sombra is going to be super powerful to shut down a player like Chasm on this Wrecking Ball. But the EMP is ready! They weren't ready.
That's so painful! Oh my god, EMP plus the Goomba stuff from Erekek? Are you serious? Oh yeah, just gonna get thrown into the highway too. It's becoming insect food at that point, but hey, that means Ataraxia have taken back the lead.
Ataraxia can still play from his forward position as well, just knowing that they still have that sound barrier and that Kitsune rush to work with. And YEAH had to expend it in that last fight. Coolboy also sadly did not have that sound barrier ready, and that's going to be a big problem keeping these ultimates together.
Kaya AC 130 inbound blew up Shaxx. Still even 4v4 as Kaya got punished after that, but no DPS for YEAH. So Chasm all up to him. He pins down Shaxx, displaces Erekek, and no Mega Pack for him to use thanks to Sana's hack. So YEAH, they don't have control of the points. All the stalling is worth nothing, but Kaya opens it up with a Riptire. Now Kitsune rush from Ataraxia. Erekek brought back to full. And this is a very healthy Ataraxia team, hoping to close out this fight to take map number 1. And YEAH sells a sound barrier in the bank. So Coolboy will activate the extra resources. Chasm can be aggressive. Ken and Kaya following up. But all the attention of Ataraxia is on Chasm, who escapes and grabs the Mega, no longer hacked by Sana. Speaking of Sana, he's got EMP. Chasm will go down shortly, and Shaxx can help out with the EMP execution.
Yeah, the EMP is so ready to go. As long as Erekek is in a position as well, there it is.
And Saipei in trouble, trying to teleport out. Thinks he can 1v1 Shax, forced out the recall, just needs one headshot, but there is MCD with the assist coming back to help Shax. And over time, gonna go away quite soon. Chasm's got a lot of health. He's got a pulse bomb on him, so not so much anymore. And Ataraxia, slowly but surely, will be winning City Center and the map 100-66. So unfortunately, it won't be a 99-99 third round, but it really has gone the distance. And Ataraxia might have found the secret sauce to breaking down the anti-meta. Oh yeah.
Well, we talked about the Meta Boys and the Oh Yeah match yesterday. It's kind of like, well, if you're going to be playing against two players that are probably the best at those heroes and you don't get a chance to practice against the Wrecking Ball Junkrat combination a whole lot, how are you actually going to break through that? And one thing is just good fundamentals. I think you're right. And Ataraxia already were very set up for success in terms of the skill for each individual player, but you put that all together in a very coordinated dive and good target focus, and that's the kind of result that you can get, is that 2-1 to kick off the series. So, I don't know. It's hard. It's like, do you want to get the practice against it, or do you want to counter pick, or do you want to just try to go for the good basics?
Well, I think Ataraxia brought more than the basics. They brought a really advanced plan to deal with, oh yeah, like this Winston Ana stuff is prepared just for them. The Ana to sleep the ball, you have the Brig to peel for the Ana, the Winston to dive the backline, and they executed it well. They were trading with Aya's backline a lot on Gardens, and University, yeah, was won by Aya, but I think it's because Ataraxia were trying to dive or go after Kaya so much, who performed really well in the Junkrat. He peels for himself, he's a one-man army, but then the round 3, it could have gone either direction, but again, Aya's dives aren't converting as consistently due to the peel of an Ana and a Brig.
Well, the dive for the Wrecking Ball also takes longer to get set up. You have to deal with the grapple hook. That has a certain amount of time. The velocity of a Winston versus that is just a little bit quicker. And so you can initiate just more and more over the Wrecking Ball over time. Feels good to, I think, have a little bit of a game plan if you're Ataraxia into this. And as we saw from Oh Yeah yesterday, if the Wrecking Ball and the Junkrat don't work, they have the tools on their roster to switch and maybe make some adjustments. And while the KD is a little bit better for Chasm there, I'm kind of looking at the fact that a lot of that is just due to him being able to roll away and find a health pack.
Yeah, he tries to, and sometimes that got hacked by when Sana went to the Sombra. I wonder if that was another sort of counter pick of, yes, I don't want to be dove on as much anymore when he was on Sojourn on Gardens, but also gets to deny the Mega Packs from Chasm, which is, forces Chasm to play around the team, which the new changes to the patch would encourage Hammond players to play more around the team. But Chasm doesn't have as much freedom, so we'll see if, what other strats Ataraxia have cooked up.
I'm heading over to Hollywood. I'm hearing that we're not getting any substitutions. So while we might have pondered, okay, we have an opportunity on Oh Yeah to switch things up and not play the Wrecking Ball if it comes down to that. So it seems like they're going to continue to stick to it if Chasm is going to stay in the roster and maybe even get a chance to see some more Junkrat, which is exciting. But both of these heroes, especially when you call out some of the difficulties that Ataraxia had on University to try to get through to that Junkrat has so many hidey holes that it can play in on this map too. Tons of buildings like the general store to play through, you have the cafe, you don't want to get stuck in the stairwell on this first point either against the Junkrat. So Ataraxia are going to have to coordinate these dives really well.
Yeah, and you might think with your small silver plat brain, not you, Nekra, but anyone watching, that it's like, oh, why is this guy going Winston against a Junkrat? He's stupid. And it's, you can play any hero. It's who you choose to take your engagements against, and when you do so, that matters. Ataraxia won playing this Winston comp because their backline is staying alive longer than Coolboy and Saipei. And Saipei has been trying to teleport on angles to help Ken, to help Chasm especially, and that's been more successful for Aya, but Sonic can deny Mega Packs, which will deny Chasm's chance to be back into the fight quicker.
Yeah, and Saipe doesn't have the same type of sustainability that a Brigitte does to be able to keep that Ana topped up. With the Inspire healing as well as the Whip Shot and the Shield Bash, you're just able to help deal with the ball just a little bit better. Nice sleep onto Kaya as well. It just stalls out this push for AWYEAH to buy some time for Ataraxia to get a reposition, and a huge nade.
Yeah, you're sad as an Ana player if you sleep something like a vulnerable target like that and no one can go after it, but Ataraxia don't want to dive Kaya as best as they can. There's hinder nades, there's a Baptiste, there's a lot of layered protection from AWYEAH's side, so Ataraxia more focused on, well, they wanted to defend the point. In past tense, they wanted to. Once that explosive power of AWYEAH gets close, there's no living that.
I think it's tough when you also have a payload-oriented map because it's like, it's not a static position. You don't have the same setups for every single point. There's a nice recontest, though, as Shax is going to be able to get a pickup onto Kaya. Oh, a nice hack of the health back, too, to make sure that that's going to be up for Shax to get topped up before coming back into this fight. But the job's not done yet. Ataraxia can hold this.
Ooh, good Suzu from Saipe. Ken still antied and in a bad spot. Shax with the execution, and really the retake out of Ataraxia is what's impressive. I really thought at once AWYEAH had wiped them that this was gonna be pretty much capped, and it still could be. There's Chasm looming around and takes the elevator once he was hacked to avoid being shot at, as now Erikek has Primal, so he could constantly be chasing after Chasm. He leaves the mines behind, so it's a no man's land, and AWYEAH want to have this final cap happen while those mines are down, but Erikek uses the Primal to try to clear some of those mines. The rest of the ults from Ataraxia come out, both support ultimates. The rally doesn't last long. MCD with the Nano, Sauna with the EMP. It doesn't matter. AWYEAH still had presence on the point.
It's still a really good stall attempt from Ataraxia, and they got a lot of ults out. That was actually, like, everything. Really good attempt there. AWYEAH, though, able to get the upper hand, means that they also get to go in with a bit of momentum. You can keep the ball rolling with something like the Amplification Matrix from Cool Boy, but you gotta keep the... Oh, Kiriko has to be on cart duty. That's unfortunate. Sauna's, like, so excited.
No, not with Shax on the other side. They're just high-fiving on top of Saipe. Yeah, that's no fun for him. Yeah, we'll have to... They're running double flex support, so there's still a very good... There was a good healing option, but Cool Boy is also dead, and Ataraxia's dies, man. They're no joke.
That's the... Well, you left your Kiriko on the cart alone. I don't know, it feels a little deserved that the Kiriko can't get away from a hack. But Chasm has a different job to do, and that's to go harass the backline of Ataraxia, keep them busy. And that is, it's getting accomplished, but the card not making any progress here doesn't feel great when you were able to come in with such a big time bank.
Right, AWYEAH just pushing the car, now trying to swing around, deal with MCD and Dalo. Shield bashes into Chasm's way, and as soon as MCD misses that sleep, Chasm can just stay there. And you saw how important that cooldown was on Oasis, but for now, Chasm redirects his attention towards his own team to help guide this card along. Ataraxia are missing in action.
Ataraxia have this setup though, with the EMP, and just everything else has come back online as well, but the EMP is just such a big deal when you have all of these highly mobile targets on AWYEAH. Makes them much easier to pick off, and the dives have been good from Erikek to follow up on those big plays. So you can see as Sauna gets set up, hunting for Cool Boy and Saipe and just all these smaller targets.
Oh, EMP! The virus on the Saipe, and Cool Boy couldn't drop the immortality until this point, and he is in a dangerous spot. Still trying to 1v1 Sauna. The immortality almost helped him win that, because that wasn't dealt with until Shax got involved. So, AWYEAH getting hit by really good executed ult combos, or just ult rounds in general out of Ataraxia.
That was not very expensive either, so with all of this time bank starting to whittle away, Ataraxia have yet another cycle that they can go through. The Primal Rage is nice to bat everything away, and especially as a response to something like this Wrecking Ball mine. Just get them all out of the picture.
It's funny. He just went to the moon. He's going
Yeah.
back home. And Chasm is trying to C9 the cart there. We'll have to leave, and the sleep from MCD made it tough for Chasm to escape. And with the mines, with Saipei TPing in, with the Riptire, this is winnable for all. Yeah, they even had the Deadeye from Ken, forcing Ataraxia into cover. And oh yeah, we'll get to push this to point B.
That's unfortunate. Erica got stuck in a Junkrat trap. It just became a giant ult battery. So there was an opportunity there to go get the recontest, but if your Winston just gets stuck, you can't use the Primal Rage. It's better saving it for this next fight.
Ooh, oh yeah.
Ooh.
They're on the high ground. Oh no, Kaya's on fire. This is the Junkrat spot. He's behind the defense. Eric is diving towards the cart, but what about your backline? What about the children? Oh yeah, it's just have no chill. Oh,
Taking a nap. Did his job. Back on his
Okay.
feet. Kiriko is there.
Anyways.
No worries. Swift step. But this is it. Sana is looking to get this EMP just to stop this car progress. Aya is running out of a little bit of time, but this EMP could really stop them in their tracks.
hey, oh yeah. Got an amp to work with, but an
Don't
EMP
have
with
it
their name on. Yeah, they don't have it yet. Close.
go.
Sauna, EMP, waiting for a nice group up, and maybe want to head to the high ground, but they have to make sure Kaya isn't up there, and guess what? He is. And that's super annoying. Dolo is a very sturdy shield. Well, sturdy if you say cardboard is protective. And we'll see how Dolo and MCD last against Kaya raining it down. And EMP from Sana as Aya tried to follow up with Kaya. Ken is the only victim though, so that's a silver lining, I guess. Saipei teleports to high ground. And Aya are mostly into safety. Eric Heck with the Primal is hoping to knock them down from this or to corner them and get kills out of it. So close. Saipei was one and Eric Heck annoyed with this. His attention is being taken away by all the action happening all over the map.
It's still scrappy. Still 35 seconds left. Kaya still hasn't been taken down yet. And all the while, maybe being a sacrifice for Aya to finish up the map.
And yeah, that will be a map finish for Aya. 26 seconds. Ataraxia just couldn't dislodge Kaya, which gave a teleport opportunity for Saipei, which gives another angle for Aya. And you saw how Ataraxia just... They were overheating a little bit, worrying about so many different things. Okay, you gotta follow up with the EMP, you gotta do something with the Nano, gotta use the Primal to push Aya around, but then also they got low, and Eric Hick didn't know how deep he could go, and I don't blame him. As a Winston, you think you're invincible up until you're against a Junkrat Kiriko.
Winston has a very big hitbox. I'm glad that Junkrat can't crit.
Yeah.
I like,
Still hurt.
at least, yeah, like, it still hurts, but like, I don't know. That'd be like the most dominant form of Junkrat play, is just constantly hitting shots in the head.
Yeah.
Catch.
Feels like I'm getting critted when it just explode, and Kaya can also one-shot, like with the nade and the concuss mine combo. We saw a cool double kill clip of on Oasis, and yeah, are definitely a beatable team, but getting to full cap Hollywood is a very difficult challenge, so I feel for Ataraxia having to go all the way. At least they're already running a dive comp, which is great for Hollywood, hence why they chose to be here. Or no, that was Anya's pick, but still, happy with the map.
Everybody likes a dive. You get a dive, and you get a dive, and we get Lucky Ball and Junkrat. Woohoo! Everybody's happy. Oh, yeah, pretty happy with it too, being able to get the full map completion. Ataraxia coming out of the gates is actually going to put Sana onto the Sojourn, looking for that one-pick potential with a charged railgun shot. It would really open things up for Ataraxia to get this attack moving.
And if Kaya, I'm glad he's always keeping a concuss mine for escapability, because Shax has been a thorn in his side for too long. So always have to have something in the bank to get out with, but gives Kaya that one-shot opportunity with the nade and concuss combo, and he's trying to go for it. For now, oh yeah, haven't had that opening pick quite yet. They are on the defensive side, so they're taking shelter next to the point. Ataraxia are getting dove on by Hammond, and Eric doesn't know what to do with all that, but he is gonna try and draw it, oh yeah, to go and assist Chasm. And that's where Erikek did scare them, got some important cooldowns out, comes back to deal with Chasm, and Erikek has a lot to juggle.
Erika has a lot to juggle, but was so close to being able to get Kaya down. It was a really big healing opportunity for Cool Boy and Saipe to take advantage of, but now Cafe is his. Gonna take a jump over there and try again to get that defense out of that stronghold, but Kaya has Shax's number right now, and there is really no way for this Tracer to get into the mix.
I see Kaya and Ken marking Shax a lot better, so Sana really needs to step up and duel against Ken and just help finish off targets for Ataraxia. So Erikek, I know he's got a lot to juggle, but they have to be decisive on these pushes or this will just never end, and nothing makes this more decisive than a Nano Winston jump. And to not go for the kill on the Kayas, Erikek is almost playing too safe, and I don't fault this because Chasm is also on the flank, so Erikek doesn't want to be an inter.
It's tough because, like, you have to respond to Chasm going to attack the rest of your team, but Erikek would rather be creating the space up on the cafe in order to just, like, bully Kaya, Cool Boy, and Saipe to actually use cooldowns. But all time. All time.
Saipe, go kill. Kitsune rush. Chasm, go bowling. Looking for the strike. But against Sana. Okay, a little more difficult than imagined, but Sana gets baited and didn't know the Junkrat was around the corner. Less than 90 seconds. Ataraxia, the keyword is kill. They get targets low, but don't commit deep enough to actually finish them off, and then you can commend YEAH's disengage in those moments, but Ataraxia should not be full health.
They really shouldn't, but they might. It could happen. We only have a minute left, and maybe the Riptire has something to say about that. Sana.
Just a bit of a whimper on the Riptire. As Ataraxia playing with the overclock and burning on the Kaya. Pulse right in. That immortality from Cool Boy saves Ken. And the Deadeye stops Ataraxia from following up. Now Ataraxia focus on getting 2 ticks. Almost getting that. Oh yeah. Still being pushed back as Ataraxia sends Shax on the chase, and he gets to chase down onto Chasm, who didn't grab a health pack in time, so Ataraxia finally get the point.
Wow, that took a long time, but just being able to get the job done, you know that with YEAH only having 26 seconds left in the bank, get the full map completion, you're still feeling really good. Maybe you get a chance to do it again. Shax is out of the picture right now, though. Has to be able to start pushing this cart and let the rest of Ataraxia try to get the setup for this dive. But YEAH's not letting up. Hello.
Erikek was like 2 HP, and YEAH overextended to get that kill, and that's something that Ataraxia hasn't done yet, so that's why it's taking Ataraxia forever to get the metaphorical ball rolling. But I guess for now we can look at the nano from MCD. Kaya's on the high ground. Yeah, that could be a target. I would want to go after him. I'd be scared, and I'm a take mate too, so I'm empathizing. I'm an empath watching Erikek play. But yeah, also have immortality. Pain. I know. Amp Matrix and a Kitsune rush. And Ataraxia, they'll pull the trigger on the nano boost dive out of Erikek, and Shax is there with a pulse bomb. It's a 5v3. It's all rainbows for Ataraxia so far.
Finally, working with a little bit more stability. Having the ults is always super nice, just to give you a little bit more breathing room. Sana hopes to try to get this overclock to at least grab this high ground. But now you gotta worry about the big tire.
That's why you don't open the door to strangers. Sometimes there's a Riptire on the other side. Ataraxia's backline is dead, which is unfortunate for them because they had already won the initial fight, and a huge part of the point B push of Hollywood is to carry momentum. Yeah, Shax is still lingering around and has started to even up those numbers. Oh yeah, not looking so comfortable anymore. Dalo and MCD should be on their way back pretty soon, and that's where Sana, Shax can be selfish, can play off of mega packs and health packs in general. And with a primal from Erikek, they believe this is a winnable fight, and they almost pinned down YEAH. Great retreat out of Erikek to preserve his life, give MCD a closer chance to Nano as Dala activates the rally, now diving on top of Jail to get Cool Boy out of position. Now Ataraxia are taking good power positions, but again, killing is a whole different ball game. And it's Chasm with the double that gives OWCS the edge.
They were really hoping to take advantage of the ultimate economy there, but Ataraxia just falling short. Now they only have one more chance to try to get the second point, and OWCS could shut them out here. Chasm has the Wrecking Ball mines when Ataraxia come back, and because we're about to be in overtime, Ataraxia have to play on this point. No rally, no primal rage, no clear way to be able to clear those mines off, so you're gonna have to go in there with raw power.
Right, Shax gets a touch on the point, and there, the Nano to Dala to be that secondary tank, to look for anything they can to bully, and Dala gets shoved into the mine, still placed by Chasm, and the Kitsune rush from Saipe was yet all OWCS needed to overtake this fight, and what a stop they've had. I mean, OWCS were this close to full holding Ataraxia on the point. The fact we even got this far is a miracle, and OWCS will tie the series.
They look so much better being able to play around basically a Wrecking Ball playground. And that's something that I think gives OWCS just a little bit of a leg up, is the chaos that ensues. You don't have enough time to work with on some of these more attack and defensive delineated sides. So you kind of gotta work with what you got. And if you keep getting staggered, keep getting picked, not fun.
Yeah.
Ataraxia.
This Ataraxia were close. They had the right ideas. They knew where to dive, how to dive with what ults. But sometimes the focus gets a little crazy when OWCS have heroes that can be so mobile, can run away in all these different directions. And Ataraxia, their focus gets shifted too many ways, and they don't get to finish off the kills that they so beautifully set up. And great moments out of Ataraxia when they had those ults, comboing off the EMP, the Nano Winston dives. Shax is still a very good tracer. Just having to be careful of how deep do you want to go for these kills, and when do you go deep? There's some points I thought Ericet could have been more aggressive as the Winston, and then he didn't. Yes, he stayed alive, but then you don't win the fight and you don't do anything at all. So sometimes you do have to risk it for the biscuit.
I think it was tough when Ericet was trying to set up for the dive with Shax. If Shax gets eliminated immediately, especially on those attack pushes, then Ericet doesn't have the support to back them up. I was a little bit surprised that Sana wanted to play the Sojourn instead, because the Sojourn looked really good, and having the EMP felt like a fight win every single time that they had that ultimate, and Sana was charging up really fast on the defense. I understand the idea of trying to just have that one pick potential, but I don't know. Maybe they have to consider the Sombra to help shut down the Wrecking Ball again.
28 KD. Are we serious? One death? Oh, chasm.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
You could call this a chasm now, can't you?
Yeah, a canyon a little bit. Chasm got denied off a lot of mega packs on Control, which gave him a harder time, but on more open maps like Hollywood, Sonic can't hack everything. And also he got off of Sombra eventually, so yeah, Chasm has leveled up.
Really has, and the power of the Wrecking Ball was felt. Like, that backline couldn't move. They were getting tossed up everywhere, they were jumping into mines, getting battered around, and getting stomped on by the Wrecking Ball, so it doesn't feel great. That was hard to watch if you were going to be a backline support, having the empathy for them. But we are going to go up to Colosseo next between these two teams. Not the easiest Wrecking Ball map, I feel like, but maybe still able to get the job done. Fi, though, coming into this roster over Shax, and when we've seen Fi on the Ataraxia squad, it's always been to play something like the Cassidy, so maybe Sana gonna get, also can play the Sojourn, but Sana maybe double hit scan or switching over to play the Tracer, because Sana can play both.
For sure, and both options are viable at the double hit scan versus a tracer hit scan hybrid. Colosseo chosen by Ataraxia, the least friendly ball map, I would say. Esperanza way more friendlier for the ball in terms of the central pillars that you can swing off of and things like that. So this Colosseo, very narrow, very straightforward, and it's still possible for a ball for sure. A lot more difficult if we even see the ball, but we haven't seen Chasm play anything else. But I'm feeling Ataraxia, depending on Fi here. I've watched Fi play for years. This is a veteran in the scene, and his hit scan is undeniable.
It's always been fun to watch Fi, especially over the past few years, and still continuing to put up very impressive results. So hopefully able to turn things around here for Ataraxia heading over to Colosseo. Because on Colosseo, you need to have a strong Sojourn, and you also need to have some strong, just in general, hit scan pressure, just because of how much of the fights happen over this midway point. You know, I'll give some credit to the Wrecking Ball, though. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
He'll never think it's broke, no matter how many counters or nerfs or anything Ball gets.
Sombra, who cares? I got this.
He's a paid actor, though, for showing us how the new Ball works, even though the overhealth that he would be sharing is not really sharing it with anyone else. Unless Saipei's down to clown, which sometimes he gets his funny up, but we'll see.
It doesn't quite look like we're gonna see anything too different here from YEAH. More of the same, but Fi coming in to play the Sojourn here, and then Sana was hovering over the Echo for a little bit, but yeah, okay. Just wants to be able to get some really easy pressure there onto the Wrecking Ball, especially with the tracking that Sana has. You could just go in there after the Wrecking Ball gets chunked and go in for one of those big beam kills.
I love locking Orisa against Hammond. You can spear them, push them around, activate Fortify so you don't get pile drived, whatever. And
pile driven?
Pile driven? Yeah, it's verbs.
I don't know.
Ataraxia, and also Erica can be an anchor, leaving the rest of his team to take angles around. Fi can play next to his Orisa if he's worried about any Hammond dives, and I guess he has to worry about nades. Those still hurt, and Chasm stomps down onto Dalla. It's a 5v3, and oh yeah, it's a slow burn, but it burns nonetheless.
It'll be fun to watch these dive setups, and that's a little bit of a disadvantage for this Orisa, is it's gonna take a little bit longer to actually get into the position too. Yes, you can stack on top of each other, which is a very, very good thing, but you're slower than something like a Winston to initiate a team fight.
Oh yeah, getting some free push, and as soon as Ataraxia dropped from the high ground, Chasm can swing off the arches and get a pile drive going. Or MCD has also a teleport to get away from this. Just used it to now get Kitsune Rush going, and maybe because they spotted Saipei being in a corner, and okay, he gets the teleport in time. What a spear from Erkek, but not the finish that he was hoping for. Still, is just locking down every member out of YEAH, who I can't even believe they managed to escape with their lives. And now Ken back up on his feet, ready to give a seat back to Ataraxia with the Deadeye. And YEAH have the number advantage, despite the ones being run into at the start of this fight. And Fi overclocks, but there's no point. The fight is dead.
Wow, honestly. It was just all-in investment from Ataraxia, and YEAH were able to find those weird off picks, not even having to do the front-to-back damage, because the one thing that Wrecking Ball likes to prey on is the chaos. And so Kaya, Chasm, I don't know, Ken is also kind of going off right now. It's gonna be tough for Ataraxia to focus fire onto any one of these mobile targets.
Oh, goodbye.
Oh,
Just let it rain on the fight. I can't believe he pulled out of that, actually. Insane Suzu out of MCD to probably enable that. So the mines are really just blocking off Ataraxia from the bot, and big pick out of MCD going up against Kaya. You just gotta do everything you can against that Junkrat that can get a first pick at any moment. From up high and the top rope, Sana with love sends Ken back. And YEAH won't be able to keep this push going much longer.
So calculated. You saw when the duplicate ended, Sana's like, I'm about to just fly behind you and still focus beam you down. A really nice play coming out from Sana. Always a pleasure to watch Sana play this hero. Now Ataraxia, though, maybe finally starting to get some meaningful progress. Dala has a sound barrier, and MCD does have the Kitsune Rush, so we can at least match that on the side of Oh Yeah, but the sound barrier just gives such an advantage for Ataraxia to try to sustain through this explosive firepower from Oh Yeah.
Aw, I wanted Chasm to commit onto Sana there. Very killable. Got scared because Sana had friends. Ooh, friends. This Oh Yeah, the Kitsune Rush. They can get the drop anytime they want. But Ataraxia have taken back the lead. 6 minutes left. Deadeye from Ken. Ataraxia takes shelter in the pillar side. Fight back with the Kitsune Rush. They're trying to emerge. And Erikek will lead the way as the train conductor. And Oh Yeah, don't want to be part of any of those stops as Ataraxia extend this lead even more. Saipe will not be staggered, so that's good for them.
Hey, talk about just being able to hit those javelin shots. Erikek like single-handedly was able to take out Ken. That felt really good, I'm sure, to be able to get a bit of revenge. And we are gonna see a switch up. Okay, I'm gonna go over to the Ashe, and Saipe now heading over to the Zenyatta to see if those can be big difference makers, but they can't get there before that checkpoint gets activated for Ataraxia. Now, yep, it sure is.
This is getting even more unfortunate. Oh yeah, we're still getting set up. Chasm could have definitely contested. I'm seeing him contest the wall right now, though. Unfortunately for him, Erikek has been really good at locking these players down. Oh yeah, could have contested. I think they were still trying to plan out their comp with the Zen and the Ashe, hoping to have more poke, and with the bridge, they were ideally trying to have a bridge high ground for Ken to throw dynamites off of, and now this lead is getting seriously out of hand.
Like, especially when you still have 5 minutes of the map left. That's so much time for Ataraxia to potentially even just finish this. Sana's getting set up for the duplicate as well. Needs to go back and get a health pack, so Ataraxia are going to be a little bit patient trying to make this contest. But MCD getting taken down means that Ataraxia have to back off.
Okay, better late than never from Oh Yeah. Well, maybe late is bad still, though, because 103 meters is very respectable. And it's not actually over. Now that Ken picked off Sana, it's 4v3, and yeah, Oh Yeah will take it back over. But Oh Yeah have so much work ahead of them. At least with this composition, they're not limited by load. Like, they're not limited. They can go to the high grounds and really shake up the power positions from Ataraxia.
Very true. One thing that's going to make that harder, though, is that Sana is going to switch over to the Sombra. So talk about having fantastic access to the top ropes. Sana could just throw the translocator up there and be able to do just that.
Oh, that would have been a cool moment for Sana to catch that, but Oh Yeah will lead off with their first blood. They only have Zen heals, so if Saipe thinks this is winnable, Transcendence needs to be used, and yeah, knew that that was going to be their best chance to get going. Great job from Sana to force out that ultimate, and the bot is still moving and getting progress from Oh Yeah. Shout out to our observers while all this action happens on the other side of the planet.
It was a good attempt, though, for the Zenyatta to hold on there, but being forced out of the Transcendence so early does not feel good when Sana is so close to being able to have that EMP. And we're gonna see this happen a lot. Just so many fights happening and not the bot.
Wow, Sana is assassinated, forced out the Saipe Transcendence, killed, is pressuring Oh Yeah, and this flank has been a nuisance for Oh Yeah to deal with, and once that is taken care of, once Sana's done his job and left, Ataraxia can't really pick up the pieces, so Oh Yeah happy to be able to get some progress going, but Chasm will have to sit on the bot. The Deadeye will force Chasm to stop that progress and take a bit of a hit. Not too much to worry about. If anything, Saipe wants to build the Transcendence. The Bob thrown as a kind of jingle some keys and hope that the babies of Ataraxia just clap their hands and get distracted. It wasn't really serving much for Oh Yeah. If anything, they're slowly losing this fight because they just can't keep Chasm alive.
Oh, now the EMP is not going to help anything with that either, right? Because Chasm can't get away. You don't want to invest any more resources into a fight that you know is already lost. But we're now 2 minutes left. Oh, you have so much ground to have to make up in this map, and heading into a Terror Surge, there might even be another EMP online by the time that the time bank starts to whittle down. Kai is dead.
Sana is killing everything! What the heck is going on? Ataraxia, sound barrier. They lost MCD in the progress too. Chasm just has to do it all on his own. And Ken at a distance picks off 2, so it's not going to let Ataraxia get any push going. It'll keep the bot at neutral.
Ataraxia doesn't even need to get any more progress either. There's only a minute and a half left. They want the CMP to finish things out, and if they can at least just stop YEAH from getting any more progress, like, that's the win condition, right? Saibei has a Transcendence, and Kaya's gonna have this Riptire, but win condition here, get Saibei to use the Transcendence before you use the EMP.
Riptire. Kaya's been able to convert all these before and catches Sauna, and that is exactly the opening YEAH needed. 41 meters to 106 with 1 minute left, and only one team can come out of this map with a win. And Chasm gets speared, and a great job from Erikek, but Chasm may be able to help Coolboy get close to the Ant Matrix because he lives through that, and there's still a Transcendence, and Kaya just pops around corners and one-shots people. Dala wants to contest, he won't be able to, and MCD uses the Suzu to protect himself. That's not really helping the situation. At least Saibei gets his Transcendence forced out. I imagine that's Sana's doing. And YEAH got checkpoint.
Checkpoint. Any touchers? Ataraxia's dead. They were taking the fight underneath the bridge. So here is the other win condition, right? Like, yes, YEAH get a chance to win this fight, but what are they gonna have now if Sana just hits the EMP?
Oh, Ken can leave behind the next generation of players, aka this Bob, to help the fight, and YEAH gotta go all the way. It has to be perfect if they want to make a comeback on this map from a 0 to 106 meters. YEAH, they've lost some members through this war, and Ataraxia with the Deadeye trying to protect themselves, but Erikek got away from the flock, and YEAH have team wipe. They just actually have to worry about Phi. Easy for this Riptire to deal with, and getting MCD is even better. You leave Phi for the insects, and YEAH, meters away, the finish line is in their sights. Only an Ant Matrix, and that could be what zones them off. One last touch from Sana, but Ataraxia need to step up, and their tank is nowhere to be found. And YEAH have done it. They take Colosseo.
That was an Ataraxia fumble. They were so far ahead. They had the EMP. They only got the Bob and the Ash, and they even still couldn't convert that over. Like, that could have been so big to finish out that map. Had that EMP gotten more value. And it's so tough when, like, the team isn't necessarily in a position to take full advantage of that. The healing output's been insane from that YEAH backline.
Yeah, I think it was a snowball that turned into an avalanche. Ataraxia were never afforded a full reset, like a full 5-man take. And that was just really good awareness out of YEAH to keep pushing. They're following the game type name. Push, push, push. And it was exciting to see the different looks out of Ataraxia to bring Phi in, to play the Sojourn, while Sana got to focus on Echo, going to the Sombra too, to have some flanks going. A lot of options came out of Ataraxia, but at the end, it's just an avalanche, a storm that they could not negate.
This went the distance, though. It looked like Ataraxia were gonna get the full cap, and then they just lost so many team fights in a row. I still gotta give credit to Kaya being able to just get pick after pick onto people like Phi, that huge concussive mine onto Dala, but that you didn't have that main source of healing either, and then just that's when the dominoes started to fall into place for YEAH to be able to win this map, and now they're on match point.
Kaya went crazy. Shout out to our replay ops for catching just how much work he did at the end. I would have strained my vocal cords if I had caught that. Like, Kaya was a monster. And an unchecked one at that, where he had a fun little poke war against MCD, who was on Kiri, and then Kaya got the last laugh at the end. So that'll put YEAH on match point on, I would say, a map that doesn't favor ball, but who cares? I don't even know why I mentioned it at this point.
It doesn't matter. Just play just play Wrecking Ball. It's Junkrat favored. That's what it is.
Well, let's listen in, because YEAH had the push of a lifetime, and I can't wait to hear how it went down.
Oh. Don't peek. He's hunting. You shot? He's disc. Can you stay out, please stay out. I'm on cut. You guys can go, I'm on cut.
SS.
Have window soon. Lucio on me, close. Yeah.
Two whatever it is.
Thumb.
Someone. Nice. Summer.
Nice. Lucio 1.
Nice. Oh my god, that's so good from me. That was, oh my god, nice.
So happy with
Pat on the
themselves.
back.
Not as intensive comms when it's just a 5v1 all the time, because that's just, staggering, and having this insane push at the end.
Did you hear that too, though? They're so worried about the C9. They're like, please, stay on the card. Please, for the love of God, stay on the card.
And that's his Zen duty, too. But hey, he actually had the Tracer with him, too, so... Yeah.
That's so good. Well, we got some roster updates heading into New Junk City. We're going to check out the Ataraxia roster updates first. Gala coming back in to the roster. Gala saw a lot of playtime in Ataraxia's most recent match. It's kind of the first time that we've really seen like MCD and Dala have so much time together in a match as the backline. So maybe Gala can be a bit of a difference maker there just to give a fresh perspective to that backline. And for YEAH, we're going to see a substitution we've seen before on these Flashpoint maps. Darkside Phil coming in over Chasm. So you talked about this not being a great Wrecking Ball map. Well, here's the ace up their sleeve. Having Darkside Phil to come in to play that Orisa.
Yeah, and he's super solid, so it's nice to have a backup in cases where ball is really unplayable, aka New Junk City. But exciting day, Gala, Dala, the synergy is there in terms of the names. Wondering if they're going to stick to the double flex or if they are going to go to the very necessary Lucio to make these rotations easier, and there's the Lucio.
Yeah, the Lucio is nice. I think you have to have a Lucio on the Flashpoint maps just because of how quick this action can be. You want to give yourself as many opportunities to be able to get in, but when we do end up seeing sort of like Ataraxia play together with this type of backline, I lost my notes. Hang on. Hang on.
Where'd they go?
You know, somewhere in my inbox, but like Gala can come in to play the Kiriko, which gives us a little bit more firepower to this backline.
That's what they need. And MCD did a good job of getting some picks onto Kaya, but now needing to switch things up. Fire reaching for the stars there. Ataraxia will back away, and it's a ring around the rosy. Who will be the person to touch the point? You could send your Lucios to kind of wall right around. If your Orisa goes, yeah, you're unkillable on the point, but then you leave the rest of your team open. Then the Tracers can do that. If you had one, YEAH shakes fist at not playing a Tracer, and maybe that's fine because Kaya, he frags.
Kaya frags. Kaya, get another 4K Riptire on this map, please, and thank you. Add it to the highlight reel. Darkside Phil is just so good at being able to set up those opportunities as well for the DPS. Because as we've seen from some of this aggressive Orisa gameplay, just walk past the front line, go after the back, keep Gala and Dala busy so that they are not able to heal your own tank. And Kaya can kind of do the rest of the work there. Look at all this Junkrat spam coming down this corridor as well. Ataraxia are going to take so much damage before they even get back to this flashpoint.
Oh, and in these tiny choke points, this is so big for Kaya. YEAH, love New Junk City. Saipei is gonna love the spot room doors, but how many times he's being sent there, all thanks to Ataraxia. And YEAH are halfway to completion, hoping to deny the flip, and too little too late, as Darkside feels more focused on the ward than an objective. Silly objective, but Ataraxia are kind of matching punch for punch and managed to edge out the fight there.
Ataraxia just now get a chance to play from that defensive position too, especially having like the Kitsune Rush, everything, like Terror Surge, maybe even the Pulse Bomb. Saipei though with the Kiriko has been so good with these Suzus that these Pulse Bombs have felt so ineffective from Sauna.
Ooh, Riptire, and okay, well the Orisa's gonna kill you, but what can this Riptire do? It travels, it goes far and wide, waiting for the Sound Barrier to expire, and it gets Sauna. So at least Kaya goes 1 for 1 in that case, but Ataraxia not having a not healthy tank here. Arakek doesn't care. He still has armor. YEAH, go to the point to force the flip, and Ataraxia don't even contest it. And this is where YEAH can now draw this out as much as they can.
You have the Riptire out of the way though, so when Ataraxia come back, they can still actually use this Terror Surge, but still once again about trying to get that Suzu out of that Kiriko's pocket. is so tough because Taipei's been hitting them every single time, just keeping the team alive.
Yeah, and because OWYEAH are not running a Tracer, Darkside Phil has to be the one to contest against Sana, and OWYEAH will keep the point and forces Ataraxia in an uncomfortable position where they're playing on the low ground and OWYEAH surround them. So Ataraxia just walked right into the trap, the metaphorical Junkrat trap, and point one will go to OWYEAH.
Really quick take from them. Now they still get to work towards setting up on this next one, and Erikek has not come out of spawn yet. Looks like a little bit of a positional advantage here for OWYEAH as it's over to bomb flats, much closer to them. And the Junkrat spam again over the wall. Ataraxia, they really don't have that many different ways that they can go through, and it's a easy spot of the pivot as Kaya now finds the mark over there. Like, look, Fai is like almost dead.
Yeah, he's getting bounced around by these nades. He's still alive though, so glass half full situation. Deadeye from Ken to stop the follow-up of the Kitsune rush from Ataraxia, and Ken slaughtered in the process as Ataraxia cleared the point. And yeah, OWYEAH had the initial poke, as you said, with the nades, but Ataraxia got around it.
That's gonna be what it's about, though. Just the not falling victim to multi-Junkrat nades in a row. You have so much explosive power with just the headshots through from Cassidy. And even still, don't forget the chunk from the spear of the Orisa. It's hard to navigate that.
Oh, Riptire. Damn, Soundbear is always in the way, but somehow Kaya always gets a kill. But he is getting killed during the Riptire animations, so Ataraxia can at least go 1 for 1, and this Terra Surge hurt a lot. But so does this initial score by Ataraxia, getting 60% plus before the flip, so OWYEAH can't afford to lose any other fight.
Getting so much out of OWYEAH's pockets, like the Riptire, the Terra Surge are both gone with that combo out of the way, but the sound barrier advantage is still in their favor. It's gonna feel really nice to have that against just everything else that Ataraxia is packing. But they're back into the front. Get Cool Boy out of the way.
Dude, Fai walking up, so much stress into Erikek. Javelin spin, Terra Surge, just doing everything for his team. Erikek needs his team to do everything for him, though. He's 1 HP and surrounded. Sana trades with the pulse bomb, though. It's not unwinnable for Ataraxia. No other ults, though, they can depend on. It's Taipei's Kitsune rush. And he's managing to use the Suzu to keep himself up, and Sana will hunt him down, but he falls into a Junkrat trap, and OWYEAH didn't punish that in time. Ataraxia still in the safe position now that Sana has out of its trap and out of his cage. He finishes off the fight, and with less than 20% left, I don't think OWYEAH can contest.
Not with a Darkside Phil still being in spawn as well as Cool Boy. The mobility is just not there to get there fast enough. So Ataraxia, they know they've got this point. They are going to head to the central area so they can figure out where this next splash point is going to be. And that is a very quick taxi over to the next one.
Ooh. Match point for OWYEAH. Now rounds tied 1-1. Next up, the Kitsune rush push with Ken closer to Deadeye, which could be a zoning to a spear. Kaya ate that for breakfast, and OWYEAH gonna be eating the pavement unless they don't get out of here quickly. And Ataraxia are on the chase, but they also care about capping the point, so not gonna get too far. They can just stick to holding this choke, as OWYEAH have to rethink this approach.
Free pick means that Gala gets to hold on to this Kitsune rush for this next very quick engage. Taipei can layer that though, and Ken's gonna try to zone them off with this Deadeye.
Yeah. You saw the javelin spin to protect him in case any weird spears or oh my god, Impulse! How did Ken sense that? Well, Sana still hunted him down in the end. 4 versus 4. Kitsune rushes expiring shortly, and Erikek is getting bullied. This Ducky, there's only room for 1 Ducky in this pond. And this is an OWYEAH point that they will be retaking. Good boop out of Cool Boy. Yeah, 42% for Ataraxia to kick off.
I saw it coming as soon as the Lucio came up. I'm like, goodbye. Goodbye, Erika. You're gonna have to go back to spawn now into the drink with you. But OWYEAH now with control the point gets to have Kaya set up in like a sneaky position. The Riptire is gonna be back on the table. And what a nice combo with the Terra Surge from the Orisa. But Ataraxia, like, they're still doing a good job of being able to mitigate a bunch of this poke coming through, whether it's from the Junkrat strafing away. Gala not so lucky again.
Spy got his ult canceled. That's unfortunate. Oh, Terra Surgeon, a great barrier on a Cool Boy to save his team. And they got the punish onto Arakek, who got caught with his pants down. So, yeah, one fight away from going to round point.
Feeling like it could just be a flashpoint completion here. Thought it has an opportunity to come through with this pulse bomb, but early rip of the Riptire.
Someone has to touch. Guys, you're gonna touch, right?
Oh, sound barrier?
Someone's gonna touch, right? Sana? Sana, mod check? Okay, Sana is there and Dala is there. So the sound barrier to live through the Riptire, but he can't live through the rest of the nades. Kaya is raining down onto Ataraxia's parade. And yeah, we'll be going to round point shortly with Ken and Kaya putting on a show. And this whole series, who goes to main event, comes down to this potentially final point.
Oh yeah, with this flashpoint, get a chance to move forward, and Ataraxia would go home in an upset. Ataraxia was favored on paper heading into this match. You have so much name star power on this roster, and it's so much veterancy. But yeah, have so many skills continue to show us here. They got very close last time. They have an opportunity here to close it out with this Kitsune Rush to at least get control of this point first.
Yeah, and Saipe had the edge against Gala by 10% on this Kitsune Rush, and look how much of a difference it makes. They got the first pick. They have Ataraxia against the wall. Fi is able to get a trade. Still a one-man advantage for yeah. Narakek and Sana working together. But against Darkside, filled out with the Terra Surgeon to fortify. He doesn't get to live on. Great disengage out of Ataraxia. As Fi and Narakek have made this fight so close. But Ken and Saipe get the final laugh as Ken's Deadeye. Oh, and the headshot. Ken is clean with it.
Ken is clean with it, and that's the first fight win out of the way. Yeah, just need one more to be able to secure their spot in the main event and close out this map. And Sana is going to switch over to the Mei, hoping that this Mei wall will be enough to help isolate some of these members of yeah, or at the very least shut down this Junkrat spam that has been so difficult to get past. Around every corner, Kaya's been able to get a stray pick, and that has opened up these fights so much for yeah, final fight potentially on the table.
And Sana has to be careful where he ice blocks. That will be everything. He can be punished by a Junkrat if he's not careful. There's an early ice block protected by Arakek. Terra Surge, but no space for Ataraxia. Oh yeah, have a sound barrier in the bank and another Kitsune Rush. Saipe is building these so quickly. Kaya's a Riptire. Does he have a safe place to use it? Apparently he does. Around the corner. Hiding, dip dive, dodge. There's no one touching because of the Riptire. Oh yeah, go to the main event.
Riptire is the more powerful force, I guess.
Way to go, Necra. You cursed it. You were gonna have a C9 eventually.
Man.
You didn't get to see the Mei. Like, I'm kind of pissed.
Someone needs to make like the Orisa meme with like the horse instead, and like man and the Riptire like coming through. I don't know. That's unfortunate.
I'm sad. That's not the way I wanted that map to end. Oh yeah, we'll go to the main event off of a Riptire C9. The power of Junkrat compels you, so yeah. I gotta bring this to my ranked games.
Hey, don't on behalf of everyone in your ranked games. Please do not.
I'll let you guys know when I'm online if you want free SR, okay?
I'm here for the party. I want in on that.
I mean, it feels a little anticlimactic, but is it though? Because this is exactly what we wanted to see from our yeah. And even though you know what shenanigans they're throwing at you, and even though it did look like the opposition had a good idea of how to deal with it, because quite frankly, first round Oasis, that ball junk combo worked really well, but then we saw the adjustments coming out from Ataraxia. They started playing into that, you know, switching up their compositions. They seem to have a good idea. Alas, even if on paper you have the right comp to counter it,
yeah,
it's so annoying, and you do not have any opportunities to really practice this.
And I think that when we were talking about the ice block on that last fight, that was probably the make or break, because the ice block is the one thing that would have survived the Riptire, and he used it before the fight started and before the Riptire came out. So Kaya is just really good at identifying and those type of cooldowns when he can go for Riptires. And yeah, he's been punished here or there. That's also Arakek being the most aggressive and only Orisa in the lobby. And Kaya just well-adjusted on Flashpoint to go for safer Riptires, and it always converted, no matter if there was a sound barrier, and it's a good effort out of Ataraxia to try and deal with that, but there is no dealing with that.
There really isn't, and I think like even when we saw those pivots over to something like the Sombra, being able to play around that is something that a good Wrecking Ball has to do, because you're probably plagued by that in all of your ranked games, all of your scrims, when you look at just how many counters there really can be to a hero that's this mobile, but Chasm shows us once again what these Wrecking Ball changes have done to really help enable the Wrecking Ball to be a bigger team player, whether it's giving over health to the rest of your team. Those mines are way trickier to destroy now that they've gotten that extra little HP buff to be 60 instead of 50. So you can't just bat around and feel like that's going to be enough.
And I'm sad that Sana didn't stick to the Sombra. That sounded like the kryptonite for Chasm, whether it was to own all the mega packs, but also the amount of assassinations Sana got on Colosseo onto the backline, forcing Transcendence, forcing just cooldowns. I thought the Sombra was really impactful, and everyone has sort of figured out some cracks in the armor, whether it was the Diva swap from Emilia in another series to the Sombra swap from Sana here. There's ways to beat in fights. In terms of beating them in a series, that's a different story. And Kaya is him in this lobby, because that's how much of a difference maker he was for his team.
He is him. Yeah, I think Kaya just is him. I would be so nervous for the rest of these teams to have to deal with a Junkrat like this, because there are so many different ways with the Orisa meta right now that you would have to take some engages into these small rooms. That's where Junkrat gets to come into play. Doesn't matter how many spear spins you have, these grenades still might just weave past that and hit a stray in your backline. Like, poor Fi was on the receiving end of that so much. And like, what? Like, these aerial shots are crazy.
And he's popping people up too in front of Deadeyes, whenever that happens. And Kaya plays hidden too, so it's hard to track him down. And sometimes he'll just pop out, surprise you, and you think you're in a 1v1 when you're actually in a 1v2. And Kaya has the burst power to pick you off before you even have a good reaction to that. And yeah, sometimes his Riptires were a little kooky like this one, but he always gets a kill out of it.
He does. It shouldn't work like that. Doesn't work like that when I'm playing it anyway. Let's listen into the winning cons for this squad.
I'm going left. I'm matching left.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
At beat soon.
Lucian! B1 man, nice block. No spin. No.
I'm shooting in from the side.
Orisa low.
I'm shooting Orisa. Don't me.
They're all right. No spin.
Yeah. I'm playing bottom right.
I'm tired.
Nice block.
Orisa.
Let's go!
Oh my god.
Nice.
And that's got it done. Darkside Phil joining us now. Love the hoodie, by the way. Didn't know you guys are making merch, so I gotta cop that as soon as I have the opportunity. Darkside Phil, it's the year 2021. Enters the lobby, and the ball is always in the starting five. I can make the assumption that this would have happened or been the case even without the recent patch changes. Are you guys just leaning so hard into the uniqueness of your comp and your players?
I mean, we were kind of struggling stage 1 because of the Maga meta. Because, I mean, I wasn't that bad at Maga, but like our team failed to adapt when what is it called? When the meta changed. And then stage 2, it was a Orisa meta. So we kind of wait, I gotta close my Discord. We kind of struggled to adapt to that meta as well. So we started playing ball
you play
junk.
To your own strengths, though,
Yeah, we started playing ball junk, and they were pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you guys have made the main event, you know, and also I think you and I and everyone watching, we'd love to ignore that the Moga meta ever existed. I don't think that was fun for anyone involved.
Yeah. I mean, Phil, I actually like playing Maga.
Yeah, and how did you adjust against some of the changes that came out of Ataraxia? Because they started bringing out the Sombra, which I'm sure annoyed your friend Chasm there. How did you adjust against the Echo and the Sombra and stuff?
I mean, I wasn't really in the comms. I was just watching the stream today. So when we got swapped in, I'd try my hardest to beat them.
Do you ever feel pressure when that happens, knowing that Chasm has been in the starting roster to be able to play this Wrecking Ball, then you get subbed in to play New Junk City in these Flashpoint maps?
Yeah, I mean, like, I have to perform really well for my team. Or else, like, I feel like I get blamed if we lose. Because Chasm is so good at ball.
I mean, they'll always find someone to blame, right? But today, it shall not be yours because your Orisa performance was incredible. We'd love to see you in that lineup, and we can't wait to see more from you and the team. Congrats again for making it to the main event. We're going to see you guys there.
Thank you.